Okay, we are live at 5 here at Old Town Quilt Shop in Orchid, California. I am Stacy, and if you need to get a hold of us, here's our information, our contact information, our website, our email, our phone number. And if you'd like to come and see us, which we would love, here is our address and our current hours. Yes, these are current hours. So come and visit us. We here, I was just told today, that we are the best shop on the Central Coast. So, you know, hey, we'll own that one. Why not? Now, but seriously, we did get a lot of compliments on our shop today. The customers that did come in, they said, I've been to quite a few quilt shops, and you guys, we just really love you. So that was good to hear. So, a little bit about our wonderful offerings here at the shop. So we have a bunch of new stuff, so we're going to get right to it. But please make sure that you listen all the way to the end because we have a fun announcement for next week. Alrighty, so let's hop to it. Okay, first we have these lovely little 5-inch squares. So I'm going to get off of the first one. I don't know why they put white on the first one. But these are called Starlit, and we have these in bolts, so we have yardage of this. So it's all, kind of a tone-on-tone background, and then the little stars scattered all throughout. So you've got the rainbow of colors in the 5-inch squares with the white on top for some reason. But these are $16.99, and there are 42 pieces in this little charm pack. So like I said, these are from Blank Studios. We also have a lot of the bolts of the different colors in here. So if you are looking to just add a little bit of color to your project and you just need the squares, or you want to make like a kid's quilt, maybe an I Spy, and you need something to kind of go in between some of those squares, this is a really nice option because they will read as a solid in your quilt, so they won't be too distracting. Okay, more precuts. We got a lot of precuts this week. So this one is called Lower the Volume. This top fabric you actually might recognize because we do have this in yardage, and we have quite a few of these in yardage. So Lower the Volume means that these are all what they call low volume prints. So they are all a white or a slightly off-white background with either black or gray or a little bit of color in them. So great for background. So if you are a So Kind of Wonderful junkie like Mom is, and you want to use 20 different backgrounds in your quilt, then this is a great collection. These are all fat quarters, so they're 18 inches by 21 inches. This is a great collection to have because it allows you to mix it up in your backgrounds. And even if you're just doing a regular quilt and it calls for, 2 yards of a white on white or a background fabric, sometimes it's fun to just kind of do something, a little bit different. So they have all different patterns. This one has little bicycles, and there's little stars, hot air balloons, ladybugs, just kind of, like geometrics, and that one is ants. Let's not do that one. Those were the black. There's also the gray. Some of them have a little color going on, little pop of color. I think we have this one in stock too. So these are called Lower the Volume. This has 28 fat quarters in here, and these retail at $103.99. So great bundle, also by Blank Studios. Okay, and then we have these. They're called bright white strips. The color is bright white, and these are just 2.5-inch strips. So again, if you have a pattern that calls for your background to be cut into 2.5-inch strips, this takes the work out of that for you, so you don't have to cut them all yourself and sit there for hours and hurt your wrist and everything else and hurt your back. So 2.5-inch strips already cut. These are just a solid white. They're very fuzzy. But just a white if you just need a plain white. So very handy, again, if you're doing something that uses the 2.5-inch strips for your background. This is helpful. There are, I believe, 42 strips in here, and it is $45.99. And these are from Michael Miller. So I'm going to show you some of the solids that we got from them. But of the solids, we really like the Michael Miller Cotton Couture, and that's what this is. They just have a really nice hand to them. So when you come in and feel these solid Cotton Coutures that we got in that retail for $9.99 a yard, you will see that they have a nice hand. We call it a hand. So if you're familiar with art gallery, these kind of have a similar feel to them. They don't fray as much as some of the other solids do. So we really like these. So we just got a few of the basics. So we have the bright white, just like we did in the rolls. This kind of blush pink, it's called Confection, but it makes like a nice skin tone. If you're doing a quilt and you need cheeks or, you know, a face on Santa or something like that, this makes a nice color for that. And then we have brown and your classic black. So, you know, come in, tell us what you feel, tell us how you feel about these, if you like them. Again, they have a nice hand to them and they don't shred as much as some of the other ones. So these are Cotton Couture by Michael Miller. Okay, moving on. So as you remember, last week we didn't do a video because we really just didn't have a whole lot. But what we did have were these pre-cuts from Picnic Pop by Moda. So this is me and my sister designs. So these are definitely a juvenile type collection. But we did get these 2.5-inch strips from that. So it has all colors in there: pink, green, teal, blue. And then we also had the charm packs with all of those same fabrics in there, but as 5.5-inch squares. Super cute. Look at these dots. That's what I said. 5-inch. Oh, 5-inch. 5-inch squares. These dots are really cute. And then for yardage, we have these three. So again, this is Picnic Pop by Moda, and these are $14.10 a yard. So we have the main fabric with the little flowers, and of course polka dots, because we can't not have polka dots. And then we have the white on white. I don't know if you can see it in there. It's the it's actually the same flowers as the next ones. They're just a tone on tone white. And then we have the ones with the little colors. Got the blue, the green, the teal, and then the pink. So these flowers are the same flowers as what's on the white. So if you're doing a 3-yard quilt, or you want to use this as your main and maybe the white is your sashing and throw some other colors in there, or you can use the strips and have one of these others as a border, that would work too. And it works really well with some of the things in their other collections. So me and my sister Designs puts a collection out probably about twice a year, and as with a lot of designers, previous collections work really well with current collections. A lot of them carry over the same colors and the same feel of their designs. So these will work well with previous things, and we have all of their designs all together. So you'll be able to kind of mix and match everything, which is really fun. You're not limited to just putting these in there. We like throwing other stuff in there too, and some solids or some reads like a solid, like Starlit or Jot Dot even. We like our blenders. So again, this one is Picnic Pop by Moda Fabric, or by me and my sister Designs for Moda Fabrics. Okay, also from Moda, and this one is Sherry and Chelsea. This one is Emma, and you may remember that we had layer cakes with 10-inch squares of this already, but now we finally have the actual fabric. So we have a main fabric with the kind of larger fabrics, the larger design on here. So it's got the flowers with kind of a peachy color and then a red, in the typical kind of Moda colors. It's always the same type of red, the same type of blue, the same type of green. So again, previous collections will work well with their current collections. This one is on a kind of a medium blue background. You've got the white flowers and then the peach and the pink. And then you have the smaller, more mid-sized flowers that work well. So again, if you're doing like a 3-yard quilt, you could use the larger flowers as your focus and the medium ones as your secondary, and then throw something else in there as your third for the color, like the green we have coming up. And we have a white on white, which has a little leaves, and you'll see those same leaves in the green. It's actually a cream, white on cream. And then we have it in the multicolor, so it has all the different colors that were in those other flowers. So you got the blue, the red, the green, the yellow, and you've even got a gray in there, and that kind of peachy. And then a really cute stripe, which would make great binding because it's already on the bias, so you don't have to cut bias binding. So it, really nice even for sashing. That just makes a really fun kind of little something different in there. And of course, all of the colors go, with everybody else. So, and then we had the layer cake, which includes everything in the line. So if you've got the layer cake, now you can pair it up with some of the other pieces in the collection to make your quilt. That one's really cute. So lots of cute things in here. This one again is called Emma. It's $14.10 a yard, and this is Sherry and Chelsea for Moda Fabrics. All right, patterns. We got quite a few this time. So we have this one called Cherish. Now, it doesn't look like much here, but we actually saw this pattern done at the Santa Barbara Quilt Show, and someone had used, instead of the focus fabric here, they had used a border stripe. And it just changed the entire look of the quilt. You know, we looked this up and found it and went, that's not the same quilt. But truly it is. So if you're looking for a way to use one of those border stripes, you know, where the pattern goes across and it just repeats itself, we have it in wine, we have it in, I think we have chickens, we've got snowmen, we've got flamingos, yeah, snowmen for Christmas. So we have quite a few different things. I'm currently making one that we don't have here, but I will show it to you when it's done, just so that you can see the difference in how it looks. But all the rest of these are made from fat quarters. So it just takes 6 fat quarters and then either a theme print or a border print or something like that to make this quilt, and it ends up being 41 by 57, so it's a great kid size quilt. You know, if you're looking for something different, and it'd be easy to, you know, expand it to make it bigger. So this one's called Cherish. It's by Villa Rosa. It's just a $2 pattern. It's very simple to make. You can finish it in an afternoon if you are a productive sewist. Otherwise, 2 afternoons. But you know, it's just a great pattern and a nice way to kind of showcase some of those larger prints. You could make this wider. I think it's 7.5 inches, but you could definitely make it bigger to accommodate your fabric. Okay, and then we have Diva II. Now the reason we like this is because it allows you to put a panel in here and then just have 2 or 3 coordinating fabrics to showcase it. It's just a really simple way to use that pattern. So if you're looking for, you know, a quick kids quilt and you've just got this, you know, 24-inch, or really you could probably use a different, I think you can also use a 36-inch panel. I think it said something about being able to use a larger, a larger panel. You just have to pick a couple of coordinating fabrics to go around it. We were thinking of the Christmas steampunk panel and putting that in there and picking the 2, you know, we have the 2 coordinating fabrics, the red and the green, that could go around it, and it would just be a really simple way of showcasing that panel, and a quick way to do it as well. So, or you can use a focus fabric. It doesn't even have to be a panel. If you've got a focus fabric that has really large flowers on it, say a cape, or you know, something else that has just a really nice focal in there, then this would definitely work for that too. So this one's called Diva II. It's $10. You know, and it tells you that you can use a 24-inch or 3/4 of a yard panel. It's easily customizable to using a larger panel as well. Okay, and that's by Maple Island Quilts. The next one is called Snowberry Runner. Now this one is paper piecing, but it doesn't look like it's difficult. It also is some applique, and again, it doesn't look like it's super difficult. But we can easily see this in blue and white instead of the red and white, if you really like that. Or just in colors too. You know, you could do, right, yes, because you could actually kind of flip this and make the background white and then these all in different colors if you wanted to. And it wouldn't make it Christmassy. You could do these a different shape if you wanted to. You know, something kind of fun, but it's freezer paper piecing, and it gives you, you know, all the information that you need to do that. And so those, you can do either a table or you can do a table square here. So here they show you in all the different colors. So, you know, it's kind of neat. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas, and it doesn't look like it's all that difficult to do. We kind of, you know, look through it to see if it was doable, and it looks like it is. So here are all the the yardage requirements for that. And then there you go. So it's called Snowberry Runners, and this is by Poorhouse Quilt Designs. Okay. 180 Doodle quilting designs. So this book is actually really neat. So if you are looking to get into machine quilting, or you want to kind of step up your game on your machine quilting, you know, so that you don't have to send your stuff out and you want to kind of do it yourself, and you need some ideas. How do I quilt that quilt? What do I do? How do I do continuous quilting? So this book really shows you how to do that. They kind of go from easy to more difficult, but what's nice is that they show you in different blocks. So they show you in a triangular block, they show you that same design in a square, and then they also show you in like a border or a sashing. And they tell you where to start, which direction you're going to be sewing, and then where to end, so that you can do this continuously. And maybe you just have to travel a little bit, but it just makes it so much easier to know where to start so you don't get lost. You know, so it's got all kinds of designs in here. It's really neat. You know, so easy ones to slightly more complicated. And again, I like that it shows you in different blocks and different sashings. So it just makes it much easier to follow along. And, you know, then you can feel, hey, I did that. And feel really good about it. You know, and it's a little bit stress-free. So it just gives you all kinds of different free motion ideas. So this one retails at $27.99, but remember, we always discount our books 30% off, so that's automatic in the shop. If you're ordering it online, in the coupon code area, you can put the code BOOK30, that's BOOK 30, no caps, and that will give you the 30% off of books anytime you order. So that's 180 Doodle quilting designs, and that one is by the Patchwork Place. Okay. Another new book, and I know you guys are going to be excited about this one. This one's from Fabric Cafe, called The Magic of 3-Yard Quilts. So you guys hear us talk about if you're doing a 3-yard quilt all the time. So this is what we're talking about. So these use 3 1-yard cuts of fabric to make these quilts, and their books always have either 8 or 9 designs in them. And they all come out to be approximately the same-ish size, somewhere around 48-ish to 60-something-ish. The backs, it's 3 yards for the back and then 3 yards for the front. But it's really nice because
they give you options to make them bigger.
Yes, and they give you options to make them bigger. So if you wanted to make a twin size, you use 2 yards. You know, it's 3 2-yard cuts. Or if you wanted to make a king or queen, then it's 3, I think it's 4-yard cuts. So they don't have to just be small. If you like the overall design but you need a bigger quilt, they tell you how to do that. But they're all really neat because they all just use 3 focus fabrics. You could mix it up in here if you really wanted to. It looks like they used an ombre in this one to give kind of a different look to it. But they're all very simple to put together, very easy. So there's a million books out. We have every single one of them. But this is the absolute newest one, called The Magic of 3-Yard Quilts. And that's by the Fabric Cafe. Okay, so that's it for all the new stuff. So hopefully you guys are still hanging around. We're just going to quickly go through upcoming classes, and then we have a little announcement. So there is still room in the Ombre Diamond Bargello class that is this weekend. So if you're waffling on it, now's your chance. You can get in that. So that's this Saturday from 10 to 4, and it's $35 plus the pattern and the fabric. And that uses just 1 cut of an ombre fabric that goes from light to dark. So if you want to get in on that, give us a call. We have our machine binding class next month. That's Saturday, November 19th. And then we also have Tully the Turtle on Saturday, January 21st. There's still plenty of openings in that. So if you're interested in any of our classes, then please go onto our website and look under classes, and you'll find all the info. Okay, so next week is the 3rd Wednesday of the month, which is when Old Orchid has the farmers market. So because it's not quite yet Halloween, we wanted to get it out there that they are doing a little costume parade for the kiddos at the farmers market next week. So that's next week, October 19th, the Wednesday, from 4:30 to 7:30. I think they're doing the costume parade at 6, but I think all the vendors will have candy for trick-or-treating. So if you've got little ones at home, or you've got grandkids, or you've got neighbor kids, have, parents get the kiddos in costume and bring them down and have some fun at the farmer's market. There's always fun stuff to do there. I did my live from there a couple of months ago. It's all local vendors, so there's produce there, there's goodies, there's music, there's food trucks, there's all kinds of stuff. I bought some earrings there the last time, so there's something for everybody there. So this one is the Halloween one. So like I said, they're doing the little costume parade for the kiddos. So if you've got little ones, put their costume on and they can come and do a little pre-Halloween trick-or-treating, or just walk around in their costume. The little ones are so stinking cute. We do the Halloween trick-or-treat here. It's traditionally the Saturday before Halloween, and it is so much fun handing out the candy to the kids. They'll be doing that again this year. So on Saturday, October 29th, they're going to be doing the Halloween trick-or-treat. So that one's all through town. So that's, whatever businesses in town decide to participate. I think there's going to be a map put out. The kids can, walk all through town, and they'll have their little bags and they trick-or-treat. It's really fun when the whole family comes all decked out in costumes. It's really neat. We've seen some really creative costumes out there, and it's just so fun to have the little ones, the little ones come and do the little trick-or-treat. They hand out their bucket, or they're shy. It's just a lot of fun. So definitely, if you have little ones at home, or of some little ones, encourage them to come to the farmer's market. That's next week, Wednesday, a week from today, on the 19th. Costume parade is at 6, but the whole market is 4:30 to 7:30, and so they'll have, trick-or-treating probably until they run out of candy. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so unless there's questions or comments, then I think that we are done. Just a little note that we'll be closed on Halloween. Mom and I are going to market in Houston, so we won't be here for that day. So just kind of keep that in mind. Plan ahead a little bit. You don't want to run out of fabric on Halloween. So you'll have to come the Saturday before. So, okay. Well, then have a great evening, and we will see you next time.